What's going on? In this video I'm reviewing the new SmallRig RC220B. This is a brand new light from SmallRig and is very similar to their recently released RC120B and D, except instead of 120 watts, this is a 220 watt light. And so first off, I'm just gonna run over the basic specs of this light and what's included in the package. And then after that, I'm gonna go over some of the pros and cons I've noticed after using this light. So first off, the light itself comes in this carrying case. It's like a hard shell carrying case right here. It's pretty good quality. Everything just fits right inside of there. So nothing to complain about there. It's built super well and just pretty much all packs right in there. Now the light itself is pretty compact and it's built really well. It's made out of metal. Even the mount is metal, which is really nice because a lot of more budget-friendly lights are gonna have plastic light stand mounts that just don't feel as durable and they wobble around a lot. This is of course a 220 watt bicolor light, but like I said, they do make a daylight balanced version of this light as well, which is just stuck right at 5600 Kelvin. However, the bicolor one ranges from 27 to 6500 Kelvin. So it's really nice, anything from that like really warm, almost like sunset look, all the way up to 6500 Kelvin, which is like a really, really bright white or more of a bluish white. And this light can produce 8670 lumens, or if you attach the included reflector, it can produce up to 84,500 lumens. So the output this light produces is very competitive compared to other lights in a similar price range and similar wattage. Now it also has a CRI rating of 95+, which is pretty similar to other lights in this price range, like the Amaran 200X, which is around the same CRI rating. However, the CRI rating is a little bit lower than more pricey lights like the Nanlite Forza 300B. However, that makes sense because that light is, I believe, twice or even more than twice as expensive as this light. Now also, this light can be used with either AC power, which it has a nice long cable for it, so you can pretty much mount this anywhere you want and the cable is going to be definitely long enough. However, you can also buy a separate V-mount adapter plate where you can use a V-mount battery to power this light as well if you're on a portable setup or don't have, you know, 120 volt power source anywhere. However, that doesn't come with the light or anything. It's a separate attachment, which I think costs $50. So if you do need that V-mount solution, it's going to be something you have to buy extra, but it doesn't break the bank or anything like that. And this light also has 9 different lighting effects, which I'll show you all those right now real quick. Some of them are really nice, some of them are a little bit lackluster for, you know, what I'd expect to come from it. So you can definitely get away with some of these, and you know, if it's something you need, it's good to have them there. I probably won't really be needing any of them, so I don't have to worry about it. But if there's something you're interested in or something that you need, it's good to at least have them as a part of the light rather than having to worry about some other way to get those effects. Next up, you can actually control this light with a SmallRig app. It's called SmallGoGo. You basically just connect the light through Bluetooth to your phone. You can control all the different lighting effects, brightness, color, temperature, turn it on and off. Pretty much all the basic stuff that you just do on the back of the light, you can just do from your phone. Now I do wish there was an included, or even if you had to buy it separately, just a remote. I think Aperture has those. Just a remote that you can have over, you know, wherever you are, control it like that and not have to connect it to your phone. Then as expected, this light does have a standard Bones mount, so you can connect any sort of soft boxes or Fresnel attachments. Like I said, it's a standard Bones mount, so any Bones attachment will connect right to this light without issues. But that's pretty much the main rundown on this light and the main specs of it. Now I want to talk about some of the pros and cons that I've noticed after using this light. And some of these I already mentioned. So first off, it has a very long power cable, which is awesome because a lot of times your outlet is going to be you know, the opposite side of the room where I need to put the light, or just somewhere that isn't close to where you're gonna have to have the light at. So it's just nice having the option of being able to just spread the power cable out really far to go plug it in somewhere. Also, like I said earlier, again, it has a metal light stand mount, so that's just super nice, a lot more durable than a lot of other lights in this price range. And of course, this light literally has 2 dials on the back and just a power switch, so it's very simple to use. You know, one dial, you can either adjust the brightness or the color temperature. You just pretty much click in on the dial to change between the two. And the other one, you can change the frequency, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. And then you can change the effects of the light, you know, like the lightning or candle, or, you know, the different effects. So there's literally 2 dials and 4 different options to change. Very simple to use. And like I said, you can connect to the app as well to pretty much change all that as well. And now onto the cons of this light. There aren't very many, however, there is a few that are pretty big for me personally. But the first con to mention is the power brick. So it's a pretty big power brick, and I don't really have any issue with that as it is. Like I said, it probably slims down the light having it an external power brick like that. However, it's pretty big and heavy, and there's no attachment points on it. So I'm used to like my Nanlite Forza 60. This has, you know, a separate power brick as well, and it has this strap right here, so you can hang it from stuff, attach it to anything you need to. You know, it just has this little strap. It's really simple, but it's very, very nice for being able to just hang this power brick from somewhere, because, you know, if the light is high up enough where, you know, this won't reach the ground just set down, you don't want to just dangle this power brick from the cord. And so with this, I can just get a zip tie, get a Velcro tie, anything I need to, and just hang it from wherever I want. But the power brick on the SmallRig light is much bigger and heavier than that, so you really don't want to just dangle it from the cable. But if your light is high enough, or, you know, far enough from a power cord or whatever, where you can't just put the brick on the ground, there's not a single attachment point. There's no easy way to like mount it to your light stand, or, you know, hang it from somewhere and really attach it to anything. It's just a smooth block basically. And so I've already ran into that issue where it wouldn't reach the ground. I obviously wasn't going to just dangle it from the wire because it's a pretty beefy, heavy power brick. And so I had to like set it on a sandbag and kind of like Velcro tie it to the strap of the sandbag and hope it doesn't slip off and fall. It is really annoying. It's just a really, really simple thing that they really should have just added to this light, because it really makes it difficult in a lot of situations. Next up, most lights like this, especially in, you know, the 200 to 300 watt range, are gonna have built-in fans. And so this one is no exception. It has a built-in active cooling fan in the light. However, there's no way to turn that on, off, adjust it, or really do anything with it. It'll just basically turn on automatically once the light reaches a certain temperature. Once it cools it down, it'll turn off until it reaches the temperature again, then it'll turn back on. So it turns on at random times, and there's no way to control the fan speed or turn it on and off or anything like that. There's not a single option to control the fan, which is a little bit annoying because, you know, if you're in a situation where you can't have that fan noise, which in general is not a loud fan, however, there are probably some situations where you just don't want that fan to turn on. And for example, in my Nanlite Forza 60, there's an option to basically have the fan stay off 100% of the time. It just limits the amount of output the light can have, so it just won't be able to get to full brightness. And in a bunch of other lights, there's just options to basically control the fan speed, to pretty much set it how you want to. It'll just limit the amount of output the light can have. I really wish they allowed that in this light, so that if you couldn't have any sort of fan noise at all, you could still use the light, you know, you could still have it on even if it's not at full brightness, you know, even if it limits it to 50%. Just having the option to not have to worry about the fan at all would be really nice, or to even have it constantly on just at a really, you know, low fan speed to where it's almost silent. There's just no options like that. It's just gonna turn on at random times, then turn off, you know, whenever it's done cooling it off. So there's really no controlling the fan. Personally, for me, I don't think it'll really ever affect me. However, like I said, I think there's a lot of people that are gonna be in situations where you just can't have that fan noise. If you're recording something that's really quiet, or, you know, whatever your circumstances may be, I think this can be a pretty big issue for some people. But that is it for the pros, the cons, the specs of this light. I'm sure you've seen some example footage taken with it. Obviously what you're seeing right now is produced from the light, as well as SmallRig's new lantern softbox. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll link the light as well as the softbox down in the description below. Feel free to go check it out. Like I said, this is an awesome light for the price point. You know, for this 200 to 300 watt range of lights, this is probably gonna be your best bang for your buck. Like I said, it's very simple, but it's super, super bright. It has a really nice hard case that comes with it. Pretty much does everything you need it to do without any extra fluff to it, really. But that wraps this video up. Thank you so much for watching. Go down and hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.